The new year brought a second day of demonstrations at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. Protesters set fire to a gate but did not breach the compound. American troops fired tear gas in response. This second day of protests comes in response to U.S. airstrikes on 5 targets in Iraq and Syria. The U.S. says the targeted areas were controlled by an Iranian-backed militia known as al-Hashd al-Shaabi and blamed for attacks on joint U.S.-Iraqi military facilities. The militia denies involvement. Iraqi officials say those strikes killed at least 25 and wounded dozens more.
The
American troops in Iraq are supposed to either train Iraqi forces or to combat terrorism, but the killing of members of the al-Hashd al-Shaabi, this is something unacceptable. So for this reason, we are coming here until the U.S. troops leave Iraq.
The U.S. action was described as, quote, precision defensive airstrikes in response to a rocket attack last week that killed 1 American contractor. The U.S. says an Iranian-backed militia launched that attack. The Pentagon is moving more troops into the area, but U.S. President Donald Trump says he doesn't want a war with Iran.
I don't think that would be a good idea for Iran. It wouldn't last very long. Do I want to? No. I want to have peace. I like peace. And Iran should want peace more than anybody. So I don't see that happening. No, I don't think Iran would want that to happen. It would go very quickly.
Iran's supreme leader denied his country was coordinating protests at the embassy.
Some people say we are heading to war. No, we are not taking the country towards war. But if anyone attempts to use force against this country in any way, we will confront them with all of our strength.
Despite these recent protests, the U.S. says there are no plans to evacuate the heavily fortified U.S. Embassy facility in Baghdad. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.